Here, I am joined by a very special guest, and that is Jared, a retro gaming fan on Instagram and YouTube. And in today's video, we are going to do a tour of Jared's badass game room. I'm very excited.
He was gracious enough to invite me into his home, which I always appreciate. And so,
hey, what's going on? Come on in. My name is Jared from Retro Gaming Pandemic, and welcome to my downtown game room apartment.
So Jared, I haven't seen your place in a while, and I know you just expanded from a room to an apartment, so tell me a little bit about this room we're in right now.
Okay, so I have now taken my game room and turned it into my entire place as my collection has just gotten out of control. So right now we're in my dining room area. You know, this is where I eat, but also enjoy my awesome stuff. So let's start right here. So what's the highlights of this really?
We gotta pull this out.
We're gonna do this right off the bat. This is actually a custom John Riggs game. It's the Yeah Yeah Beavis 2. And it's actually featuring his ROM hack of Retro Gaming Pandemic. So both Eric and I are playable characters in an NES game. What's your weapon?
I shoot lightning. Jared has a yo-yo. So this is a ROM hack.
Yeah. Yo-yo's really gonna be more effective than a lightning bolt. What's also cool too, I'm a big Bob's Burger fan. It's one of my favorite animated cartoons, and he actually did a ROM hack also of Bob's Burgers. I assume it's based off Burger Time. I haven't played it yet, but cool white cartridge. I'm a big fan of it, so I'm glad I picked it up for my display and collection. So this piece is really important to me, and this is actually the event guide of Southeast Game Exchange 2022. And what's really important about this is the special guest list. It was our first Southeast Game Exchange where Eric and I were special guests. It's the convention that a year prior we decided we wanted to start a YouTube channel, and we became friends with RetroWolf 88. That's where
first time we met him was at Siege. So.
Yeah, so we're kind of featured right here, twin brothers Eric and Jared. So I actually won this my trip to Universal Studios last year. So we were at the Simpsons theme park, and I won this in a little basketball because I'm a freaking G. Oh man, this is really cool, guys. I gotta highlight this. So in one of our earlier episodes, I got a lot of retro 80s and 90s arcade marquees, and this is one of them from Donkey Kong. This was actually kind of the main display on the arcade cabinet. Columbus, the city of Columbus in 1985. It's got all of kind of the illustrations. Very, very cool.
Who remembers Homer's Cinnamon Donuts? Dude, this was actually a good cereal.
Oh, it was delicious. So this is actually cool because RetroWolf's nephew, Wolffellow, gifted me this at Southeast Game Exchange, and I love it. This means a lot to me, very sentimental. This is kind of starts the Simpson shrine area, so it's, you know, the box to my arcade 1-up.
Jared, I want to ask you about this because I have yet to see this in person.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, so I follow an eBay store, RetroWave, I think.
Yep.
Is the person?
Sounds about right.
And she posted this on her eBay site. I immediately sent it over to Jared. And Jared, tell the audience about this.
Yeah,
I know about this.
So ignore the postcard because I just put that for aesthetic. But what this is this is from 1994, and you actually would put this on your computer screen just to kind of swag it out and give it a little more Simpson style. So in theory, the computer screen, the monitor would be here, and this would go over it. We got more really cool stuff. The one thing I want to highlight is, check this out. So my brother Corbin from Cheap Finds Gold Mines gifted me this dead stock Simpsons Hit and Run dad hat. It's literally super mint. It's got the tag, still got the tag. One of my favorite Simpson games of all time.
There's actually a story behind that I don't know if you're aware of. So this hat actually was in a Pixel Game Squad Whatnot stream, and Corbin and I went into a bidding war to win it. I was actually trying to win this for Jared, and Corbin beat me out on it. And so it went home to Corbin and ended up back in your hands anyway. So it just came back full circle.
Simpson items always come back to the rightful owner.
Yes. One thing that really catches my eye that stands out, you have a giant gold plate in here.
Let's talk about this extremely
like
heavy metal plate. So what this is, before I tell you the backstory, this is actually a lithograph printing plate from a Marvel factory that published and produced comics and Marvel posters. This is a Spider-Man. It's literally from a factory. It has an engraved serial number on it. And I was at a flea market, and this somewhat homeless dude had literally piles of scrap metal, just tons of scrap metal, and I started digging through the metal, being the hunter I am, and I found these Marvel lithograph plates, and I picked a few up for 20 bucks a pop. I'm not even sure how much this is worth. I have seen on eBay some of them similar in the thousands and thousands of dollars range sold. So I mean, this is a very high-end item. Of my collector's apartment. Like I said, I live in downtown Columbus, and I have a pretty decent space for living in the city as well. So big Simpsons guy, as everybody already knows. Eric, I don't know, have you seen this yet? Yeah, so take a look at this. So this is actually a sealed in box remote control Bart Simpson skateboard, and the remote receiver is a Krusty head, and then you use his eyes and his nose to actually steer him.
See like a little 90s kid or whatever.
Yeah, it's like early 2000s, saying that Cool Your Jets fan, but this is super cool. What's awesome is I have this loose as well, so I actually can play with it and, like, you know, move it around, but also I have it to display in box. So this is my, like, Marvel wall, specifically Wolverine, who I always kind of identify myself as my favorite X-Men. This whole entire game room apartment started through, you know, a few months ago. Like everyone else, you go through some traumatic experiences in life that require yourself to heal and get stronger. And as I healed and gotten stronger throughout the few months and truly transformed, I always kind of related my life back to Wolverine and his power to heal. I know that's super corny, but that's why I relate to him so much, because I think the power to heal is very important for humans and us, and it's that perseverance spectrum. So this is my X-Men Marvel. What do you see, Eric? What looks sweet?
Well, I just started collecting VHS, and one of the first VHS that was actually gifted to me, Jared got a copy as well. Our good friend Eternal Beta, he runs a Project F20, was a sponsor of Southeast Game Exchange, gifted these to us at Siege, and gave us retro protection with it too. And Jared, there's another VHS that you need to talk about here.
What is it?
It's Tales from the Hood.
Tales from the Hood. So I don't just have the VHS, I actually have the laser disc as well. This is an amazing movie. I believe Spike Lee was the executive producer, and this is a really cool movie. It's a great horror film. It's split into like 5 different mini stories, and it's just one of my favorites. I highly recommend it, guys. The soundtrack is incredible too. It's really, really unique. first off, we got video games. This is kind of the start. We're working our way towards the game room, but I do have games out here. This is where a lot of my GameCube, Wii, PS2 games are. Eventually I have to kind of get things in order, but you know,
I see a lot of good Wii on the rail shooters, House of the Dead.
So this is actually a great Wii on the rails shooter. So I believe RetroWolf doesn't even have this in his collection, so boo him in the comments. But this is Sin and Punishment Star Successor. It's the sequel to the Japanese 64 game Sin and Punishment. And this is a really, really fun, amazing on the rail shooter. I highly recommend it if you play Wii games. Music was one of my first creative outlets and passions, and same with Eric. Just growing up, we made beats, we were musicians, we played guitar, and so this is my oath to like just everything, my vinyl collection, music. This is a really cool Beatles tray that my brother actually gifted me about a year or so ago. He found it at a antique mall.
Yeah.
Big Beatles fan. These are posters when I was a hip hop artist, so some of my favorite shows. So we are highlighting all of my vinyl records at least, and I'm at least gonna pull out one of my favorite Cure albums, Three Imaginary Boys. And I love that cover art too. It's really good.
Great album.
Boys Don't Cry's on this one, so
That's
which is a classic song.
Dude, there's something, so at the time of recording this, our episode with 8-Bit Boba Fett, you and Matt went hunting in Detroit, and dude, you got this crusty wind-up box thing. I haven't seen it in person yet. I've only seen it in the footage, so does it work?
Let's see.
So it's like one of those things, it's a Jack in the Box, you know, but Krusty the Clown.
Kinda.
It works if you believe.
Yes.
We can't walk away from this wall without. So our dad's a hobbyist, and surprise, so are we. And my dad made a Michael Jordan logo boomerang. This is truth. There's only a handful of these that work in the entire world. And my dad made one of them.
Yes.
This flies. You can actually throw it
Dated it and signed it July 2001. How old were we in 2001? I'm bad at
we were
math.
like in middle school, 5th or
10,
6th grade.
11, something like that.
The story behind this, U.S. Olympian Gary Broadbent, he flies boomerangs, came to our school, and he had a Michael Jordan boomerang, and he said there were only 3 in the world that worked. Well, my dad made one.
My dad made a boomerang, and we flew this thing at a boomerang convention in like Dayton, Ohio.
And the magazine.
There was a national
cover.
magazine, a boomerang magazine, and I am on the front cover wearing a Jordan shirt with the logo, holding this boomerang. This is one of the most special things I have in my collection because my dad made it. We love you, Dad.
Yeah.
Simpsons Arcade 1-Up. We had an episode on our channel of me actually going on the journey of purchasing this and building it and setting up. This is a really cool, awesome piece in my Simpsons collection. It's got Simpsons bowling as well, and I even have my little like Homer.
Yeah, and I don't know if you remember this, Jared, but our parents, when we were kids in the 90s, used to take us to Max and Irma's. Yeah. And the cool thing about that place was they had an arcade in the restaurant. And so our parents, to get like kind of a semi-date night, you know, we would go upstairs, they'd give us a bunch of quarters and everything, and we'd be gone the entire dinner playing video games while they had a nice dinner. Yeah, and it was the Simpsons arcade game that we played together.
So this is part of my VHS collection. I have a little over 500 VHSs in my collection, and to be honest, they're all bangers. Like, I have a lot of bangers. Just kind of looking right now.
I mean, Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, actually these are really cool. So these are, So these
You guys almost witnessed.
These are kind of cut cases, which means, rental companies would go and they actually would cut up the box and put them in these clamshells.
Painful to see.
But I do have Toxic Avenger 1 and 2, which are two of my favorite trauma films. Shout out to Lloyd Kaufman. Love his movies. You know what VHS I really like, Eric? And I told Devin, he needs to check this out. New Jack City. This is with Wesley Snipes, Ice-T, and Chris Rock is actually in this. And it's a gangster movie, but it's so psychedelic and weird in the way it's shot. One of my favorites.
I'm pulling out this one, Jared. If I remember correctly, so this is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers VHS. And if I remember correctly, a few weeks ago, you went to our mom's house and we're digging through some old toys and stuff that we had. And we used to collect Power Rangers as kids. And you found a few Power Rangers VHS, and this is one of them. So this is literally the Power Rangers tape that we had as children.
Like 96 or something
from the
like
90s
that.
there. I have Happy Birthday, Zach, and this is episode 1, I believe.
Yep, Day
so
of
you
the
have
Dumpster.
this. So that's really cool to see because this was literally our own.
So I'm gonna pick out one of my favorite slapstick comedies, and if you like this movie, comment what your favorite scene is. This is Kung Pao Enter the Fist
Great
on
movie.
VHS. I remember this very detailed that my grandfather, our abuelito, took us to go see this movie in theaters, and he laughed so hard. It was so loud, like it just took up the whole entire theater of how loud he was laughing. It was ridiculous.
I have a different memory of this. I remember him hating it. We were there with friends and we were laughing, but I remember he thought it was stupid.
This is actually a sealed copy of Heavy Metal.
That's got to be worth some money.
I've never seen this movie though, but I saw it on a Whatnot auction and I didn't bid on it.
Shall we open it? Comment below. Do we open it? Nah, I'm keeping it sealed. What I really love about this area specifically is this G.I. Joe, Gobbo the Giver, Pixel Game Squad Hunter poster. Eric, tell us about this poster.
So, maybe a little less than a year ago, Gobbo and Riff, we became really close friends with them, talking to them every day. And Gobbo hit me up and was like, I just need your address, didn't really give any context to why. And this arrived in the mail a few weeks later, and he wrote a very special message that, I won't share, at least keep it between us, but it was very kind words and just very inspiring. Yep. But I had this poster and I didn't have a place for it at the time, and we were moving, and I found it again. I honestly kind of forgot.
And I was in the process of, like I talked about earlier, transforming my life and kind of changing my environment. Yeah. And I wanted to put something at the center of my home that kind of gives out that good energy. And I can't think of anything better than happiness and Gobbo the Giver. So thank you so much, and we love you, Gobbo.
Yeah, and seriously, thank you for the kind words on the back too.
So this is kind of the start of some consoles, even though most of them are in my game room. So that. Yeah, move your hand a second though. Let's start from, let's work sequential
about
order.
PS5.
So I have a beautiful PS5 right here. I have my Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch down there that's super clean. This is actually a Japanese N64 that's region modded.
That's what the colors look like on it. What is that, like the watermelon and like some kind of like goldish, transparent.
And then I have a Nintendo Wii right here where I can play GameCube games as well because it's the first version. And then I actually have my gaming laptop hooked up to this TV too that has 20,000 ROMs on it. So we got a lot of games just out here in entertainment. So this is a
shower head.
Yes, 1989 Super Mario Bros. Shower Power handheld shower head. It's got Mario and Luigi on it. CIB. I got a really good deal also on this at CH. I negotiated.
You stole it from me.
Yep. And then also, finally, you might have seen this in one of our episodes, along with RetroWolf's episode. This is a limited edition Simpsons Play It Is Numbered It's got the whole family. Home Sweet Home. I can't think of a better plate than Home Sweet Home, and it was gifted to me by my twin brother Eric. So we are now in my kind of workstation area. This is where I edit videos for Retro Gaming Pandemic, and now we're also video editors for Pixel Game Squad as well.
And it's funny you say you edit here, because this looks like another shelf in the game apartment.
When you have so much stuff like me, you put things everywhere. But also, I like to be surrounded by things I love when I'm being creative. So this is really cool. This is a stand-up life-size Homer Simpson display that we actually got from one of our squad members, Matt Furman. Yeah. Furman. So Furman, I picked this up from him for a really good price. And it's cool, and he just stares at everybody in mean mugs. So we got a lot of cool Simpsons stuff up here. These are kind of where my blind box Simpson Lego stuff lives. I got a few CIB games. I got my Animal Crossing box. I got Super Mario World 2 CIB, Donkey Kong Country CIB, Super Mario 64, and Star Fox 64. Just kind of looking at something really cool though. So
RetroWolf's about to
so
get
I don't know
jealous
who
on
I don't know.
this.
I don't really know many people that collect Tiger handhelds and electronics. I think I'm the only person. But this is a Tiger Sega Pocket Arcade by Sonic the Hedgehog 3 CIB sealed. It's extremely rare.
Yeah, and
very rare. It's like a flip cell phone.
This is something we have to talk about. We mentioned Charlie. Our buddy Charlie.
Yeah, my buddy our buddy Charlie. He hooked me up with a bunch of displays. You're about to see more here in a second as we work our way. But this one's one of my favorites because I love this game, Outrun. It's one of my favorite Sega arcades, and it's literally got the whole stages of maps that you go through as you kind of progress in the game. So I want to definitely highlight this. This is a really important piece. This was gifted. This was gifted from my buddy Chris Barden. He's one of the most talented tattoo artists in Central Ohio, if not the entire state. He's also a collector. He's a Simpsons guy, but he gifted me this Kid Robot Simpsons kind of display. I was going through a really hard time and kind of rebuilding myself, and he brought this over to cheer me up and let me know everything's gonna be okay. And that day was really important to me because I really needed a friend. He was there for me, and I really appreciate this gift, and I look at it every day when I'm being creative here editing videos. And so thank you so much, Chris Barden. You are awesome, dude.
And for those who don't know, this is the Itchy and Scratchy show.
It's literally the Itchy and Scratchy Bloody Valentine episode.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love old 80s and 90s arcade marquees? So we did a video, once again, shout out to Charlie's Adventures, where I got a lot of arcade marquees.
Yeah, this immediately is catching my eye.
So I'm displaying them like this as I collect. I got room for a couple more as well. We got, Donkey Kong Jr.
Yeah, man, this is sick. I mean, just
along with the controller part too.
The forgotten Nintendo character, man. It just vanished after this.
They never did anything else after Donkey Kong Jr. One of my favorites, and I picked this up at Siege, it's SNK, which is one of my favorite publishers. It's Samurai Shodown 2. So Neo Geo is just one of my favorite, consoles and arcade cabinets. So it was really cool to kind of pick that up and add it to my collection.
The game room now.
Yeah, we're finally in the game room, by the way.
We're finally here. One thing I'm noticing, no Funko Pops.
No Funko Pops. So what I eventually did, I really only had Simpsons Funko Pops, but I have so much Simpsons stuff in my collection and more to collect. I decided Funko Pops to me just aren't really my thing, so I sold 60 Funko Pops for a Sega Nomad with the OEM battery pack, and you'll see that later in the footage as we get to it.
And he didn't film it for a video.
I didn't film it at all. That would have been a great content. But yes, now I have lots more room, so kind of going top bottom, you can see that infamous Blockbuster Simpsons movie display that 8-bit Boba Fett gifted me.
Check out the episode.
Yo, these are really cool. So these are actually from the movie, and they all connect to each other.
And these are cool, dude. I haven't even seen these.
Yeah, so they all make noises.
I can't believe we're paying to see something we get on TV for free.
It's actually audio from the movie too, so it's very appropriate to kind of display here.
That's sick.
I love this Bart Simpson phone as well. It's CIB. It works. I got it on a Pixel Game Squad Whatnot stream.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You gotta pull these out. So, Korgs. In 2021, Jared found the N64 binoculars. Might have got pink eye from testing them out, but I think it was well worth it. I think those are really cool.
This is one of my favorite Mario games of all time. It's Super Mario Brothers 3. Dude, this is CIB. It's got every insert, everything, and it is extremely minty. So the Street Sharks are still alive, everybody. We still have really cool Street Sharks. So I know you guys love Street Sharks, so I have about 15 or so in my collection. So still collecting those.
I mean, speaking on the Street Sharks, what is this little card?
Yeah, so each Street Shark came with an exclusive kind of card that tells you about the figure, what kind of like motto or catchphrase they had, and then just a little bit about their like power or whatever. So this one is Turbo Jab and how he's a hammerhead shark. So I actually just picked these up today. This is a Bart Simpson antenna topper. You put it on your car antenna. So really cool. Never seen these before actually. And then finally we go down here. These are some of my CIB Genesis games.
Squat with me.
Yes, let's squat. Let me pick out some really bangers. This is actually a really expensive game. It's the Ghostbusters. It's like kind of like a mini like action beat 'em up platforming aspect, but you're like these cool cute little like cartoony looking Ghostbuster figures, and I got it CIB as well. So this is a really cool game. What do you have there?
Dude, I've pulled out Alex Kidd, man.
I didn't even know I had that game.
He didn't even know he had it, man. This is a great game. I love the Alex Kidd.
And it's CIB, everybody! Yeah. So, Outrun, this is an extremely rare game for Sega Genesis, and this is a very clean CIB copy. So, we have one of my CRTs. This CRT is really dope. I picked it up for free on Craigslist, actually. It's got a built-in DVD.
Yeah, I love the Supreme sticker.
Oh, yeah, Supreme sticker. This has my Jungle Green N64 hooked up to it. I have some games here too, so these are kind of the old Nintendo.
Do you need help?
No, it's alright, I can just kind of show you. So I got Nintendo games in here. Actually, this is a sick game. This is a pretty uncommon NES game. It's the Ren and Stimpy Show Buckaroos. What I really like about this section, these are some of my Genesis games as well. Some of the highlights are some of my ROM hacks, specifically from Toys R Us. His name is Eric, out of the Cleveland area. Yeah, so this is one we actually didn't feature on our Korgs episode. This is the Simpsons in Streets of Rage 2. So it's actually...
comparison.
Yes.
There you go.
Perfect, perfect. So this actually, it's a yellow cartridge, and the ROM hack of it is that he's taking Simpsons characters from the arcade beat 'em up that you just saw, and he's putting them in Streets of Rage 2, and he's actually taking some of the villains you fight in the beat 'em up and putting them in Streets of Rage 2. This is one of my favorite platformers ever. I really like it on the Genesis. It's Booger Man. If you remember from the last Game Room Tour, a lot of this has actually changed. Before, I had my computer desk in this corner, which took up a lot of space. I had things stacked, but now that I've moved everything into the whole entire apartment, I'm able to kind of spread everything out. So we have a lot more room to game. These are actually the McBain Super 7 series. I have all 4 in the set. There's 2 McBains, there's Mendoza the villain, and then McBain's partner Scoey. What's really crazy about these though is that they are unpunched. literally have never been punched before, which makes them a lot more valuable. Shout out to 8-Bit Boba Fett again. He hooked me up with these awesome cases for him too. So these are more TVs and consoles. So what's really cool about this section is I have an N64, Genesis, SNES, NES, PS2, Xbox Original, and PS3 all in each cubby.
And you got the 8-bit Doe wireless controllers.
Yeah, so I have a set from my Super Nintendo, and I have a set for my
They're
NES.
very nice wireless
But what's
controllers.
even cooler is these are actually the OEM 90s Sega Genesis wireless controllers with the receiver. Sega actually took a stab at wireless in the 90s, and these are the OEM ones. What is this retro of? Oh, a Simpsons Tiger handheld. This is a really awesome, dude. I got this for a steal too. This out though. This is one. So I'm a Sega Genesis collector, right? And it's a little dusty, but because it's more of a display piece for me. But this is a Sega Genesis Nomad with the OEM battery pack. This thing is definitely very, very rare. Back here I have my Xbox Series X, and I play a lot of more modern games. I play Halo. I'll play some Fortnite on here too, because I have an Elite Series 2 controller, so I really like the weight of the controller when I'm gaming. More Genesis games here. Over here I have more NES games and these really cool like late 1980s
Dude, this
storage.
GameCube is looking dusty, Jared.
Yeah, it's super dusty GameCube. This is our childhood GameCube actually. My brother actually gifted it. Well, he was holding on to it and I kind of tricked him into giving it to me before he started collecting. And then I actually have a Game Boy player on this bad boy. This game's really cool. It's kind of rare. I wish a sticker wasn't on it, but it's called Oscar.
That's pretty cool.
Just like my cat, Oscar. But this game's really cool. You go and you collect Oscars, like the Academy Awards, all through Hollywood.
Jared, grab the Avril Monsters, man.
Oh, yeah.
This thing, I remember when Jared found this, dude.
Yeah, this is original from the 90s.
Who remembers
early 2000s.
Avril Monsters, man? This is such a great show. And seeing this, man, I remember when we filmed some B-roll of this. It's bright and colorful.
Yeah,
I was with you guys when you found it.
Yeah, it was
big
actually
fun,
a year
I
ago.
think.
This 90s promotional cardboard advertisement piece for the show itself, and it has our 3 characters here too. So I thought this was really cool to display. I gotta just show off my favorite game of all time, a CIB copy of Diddy Kong Racing, which I think I bought from you.
You did.
I did. I bought from you, RetroWolf.
And
And then I had the complimentary VHS tape too.
And we're here to say it's better than Mario Kart.
Hold on, I'm not recording yet. Okay, now you're good. Oh shit, I didn't hit record. Hold on, keep going. Go now.
So we have more video games. So I have a bunch of Super Nintendo games and NES games. I believe my count for Super Nintendo is probably closer to the 200 mark. And then Nintendo, I'm at like 150. So
You downsized a little
I
bit.
did, yeah. And the thing is, in the last year, I downsized a lot, got rid of kind of the fluff, and kept all kind of heavy hitters.
All killer, no filler.
All killer, no filler, baby. That's a great album. Is that Sum 41?
I have no idea.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Devin, if it is, throw it in the video.
Yeah. So more Simpson Shrine stuff. I got Simpsons everywhere, obviously. But what I really want to highlight is my wrestling. So guys, this is $1,000 worth of pillows. Not even joking.
Let us know in the comments, would you spend $1,000 on pillows?
Yes, these are super rare.
Actually might be a short.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a YouTube short of that, but these are really cool. I'm sure you remember these. there's Simpson stuff all over my place, right? So I can't even call it a Simpson shrine anymore because that's the whole place. But this is part of my Simpson shrine. So I have a lot of my Playmate figures here. I have a lot of other collectibles like VHSs. A couple really cool things up here is this Homer Simpson autograph by Dan Castellaneta. Who does the voice acting of Homer Simpson. So this was gifted to me by the owner, Jason, of a shop in Columbus called Big Fun. So yes, so this is a power glove. I have it actually complete. So in my closet, I have all the weird audio sensors that you use for it. And then also the Super Power Glove, I think is the game that's called.
And where did you get this power glove?
Yes, so I got it at a store called Game Shack.
That is correct.
In a place called Dunlap, Tennessee.
Shout out Randy if you want.
Shout out Randy, and he gave me a crazy good deal on it.
And Jared knew going into this, I've been looking for a power glove, and he sniped me. So, but dude, how are you displaying this?
Yeah, so I'm displaying it. This is a growth hack, everybody. If you have a power glove and you want it to stand up, get a canister of tennis balls and just stick them up in the glove, and that's how it's standing up right now. 3-ball tennis canister. This is really cool. I love this thing, man. Look how cute little Bart is. It's like a little stuck. So it's a Dandy. So Dandy makes kind of the doll type of Simpsons. So this is definitely like 1990. But I love the green packaging with the pink. So
now, Jared, I know we got your heavy hitter games right here. Before we get into those,
okay.
The lunchbox, man, because there's a little story behind this, and we like to show off the more sentimental value.
Yeah, so
type items.
This is a 1990 lunchtime Bart Simpson lunchbox.
Yeah, from Thermos brand. Funny story
How did
about
I get this? How did this come to be?
So Gabo, shout out to Gabo the Giver, was in a Pixel Games called Whatnot, and I was trying to win this for Jared. And our buddy, 80s Gamer and Beyond, aka Danny, beat me on this bid. And then he messaged me and said, hey dude, I just got your brother a sick lunchbox. Let me send it to you. And I said, Danny, I was the one you beat to get this. I was trying to get it to Jared. And so, like similar to Corbin's story, the Simpsons item found its way home.
Come to Daddy.
We have the heavy hitters.
So the heavy hitters, we're working our way to finishing up this tour.
First of all, where do you get this cabinet?
Yeah, so this cabinet is an exclusive DS handheld cabinet from GameStop. So I actually picked this up from GameStop. These things are extremely rare. Yeah. Long story short, I ended up getting 2 of them, and I gifted one to one of my buddies as well because I'm a nice guy. So he currently has all of his handhelds. He's a handheld Game Boy collector. And actually, my buddy who I gifted it to, I picked up this beautiful modded, like Halloween themed orange and black Game Boy Advance.
What game is in there right now?
Metal Slug Advance, which is a $100 cartridge too, but look at that IPS screen too. I know, Wolf, you commented of how beautiful it looks too. But yep, the same guy that got the cabinet actually did the mod too, so look how awesome that is. So this is one of my most expensive NES games in my collection. It's the Jetsons Cogswell Caper. I'm sure Devin will probably insert the value of it, but the label is extremely clean, and super happy to have this. I'm a big Jetsons fan, as you can see, the Jetsons. So this is one of my most expensive loose Genesis games. This is the Punisher beat 'em up game, and I got this for like $20, guys. I went to a hole-in-the-wall game store in like the middle of nowhere, and they just did not know the pricing at all. And I think this is going for over $100 now loose. One of my most expensive Super Nintendo games is actually Earthbound. I got this for my birthday maybe 2 years ago. I treated myself. It was a gift I wanted to give to myself for a long time, so now I have it, and this is going for well over probably $400 now.
Yep.
Another banger Genesis game in my collection is my CIB Hyperstone Heist. I actually ended up picking up the manual separately in our Korgs video that came out a couple months ago. So this is really cool to have. I love this beat 'em up. I actually like it more than Turtles in Time. Comment below if you agree or disagree.
Jared, so you're showing me Earthbound, you're showing me Jetsons, you're showing me Hyperstone Heist. Show me something that most people do not have.
But I guarantee nobody has Futurama for the PS2. Would you agree on that comment, Wolf? How many times have you actually seen this game?
About 5 times, I'd say.
Yeah, and you've seen a lot of video games.
Better than The Simpsons. Quote me on it.
No. This is an amazing game, though. So this game is amazing. Zen the Intergalactic Ninja. The graphics is so awesome. It came out in the later stages of the NES. I believe it was like 92. And I also have this really cool action figure, and it's got a comic on the back. How awesome is that? 2 more games to show off and then we're done. The first one is Metal Warriors for the Super Nintendo. This is one of my more expensive Super Nintendo games, and also one of my more expensive NES games. I'm collecting all of the Final Fight games. So this is Mighty Final Fight. It's one of my favorite beat 'em ups. It's based off the first Final Fight, but you're these cute little cartoon kid characters. So love this game. Shout out Capcom.
Well, there you have it, folks. The epic tour. Epic game room. Dude, so much epic.
You've seen my video games, you've seen my toys, you've met my cat Oscar, you've seen my vinyl records. I appreciate you guys taking this tour with me. Shout out to the RetroWolf 88 channel. Now, we're gonna play some video games and I am going to make a keto lasagna. Have a great night, everyone.
Later.
Oh, we just held hands.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that was weird.